After crossing the Gulf Stream from Bimini, we spend a few days exploring Fort Lauderdale before heading north. One of the most beautiful stretches of the ICW is between Fort Lauderdale and Palm Beach, but I'll tell you what, there are so many bridges to hail, it can drive you nuts.
One look in your eyes and I find it. When you leave in my mind I rewind it. When you got it this good, you don't fight it.
Time in Bimini. A bing bang Bimini. Blue Water Marina. And now we're off Yikes to that. So here comes the fun.
We are in the Gulf Stream right now. We are about halfway between Bimini and Fort Lauderdale. We left a few hours ago. It's about a 5-6 hour run for us, so we're about halfway there. We only spent a night in Bimini. We crossed over yesterday from Chub Key to Bimini, and it was generally pretty calm all the way until we got to the very end. And some storms were rolling through, and we were getting some 3-4 footers, about 3 seconds on the beam as we rounded the island. Ended up not being too bad. We were able to get in safely and grab the slip for the night. We got in about, I don't know, 6 o'clock, something like that. We made it an early night. We got an early start this morning as well, so it was just a quick layover. We're on our way now to Fort Lauderdale, where we plan to spend at least a couple of days, and then we're going to kind of figure out where we're going from there. We're not really sure yet, but we'll see when we get to Fort Lauderdale. And if you look around now, they were calling for 3 footers, 3 seconds out here. We're in the Gulf Stream now, and it's not even, I don't think it's 2 footers. Maybe it's 3 seconds, but it's pretty calm out here. It's one of the calmer crossings that we've had, fortunately. And it's supposed to get even a little bit calmer as we get close to Florida because the wind's kind of coming off Florida. So anyway, we'll see when we get there and ride her out.
Thank you for everything. I learned a lot. It was a great time. It really was. It was great.
Thank you so much for everything. Yummy dinner. Killed most of it, but you get the idea. Leo would be so jealous. Oh. Look at these pirates. One's got a pink shirt on. How strange. Oh my goodness. So this is Las Olas Marina right now. This used to be a parking lot, and they put in new slips, floating docks. This building is new. Wow, this is different. All right.
Love you. Thank you.
Too.
It was good. I'm glad I got to say a double goodbye to you.
Yeah, I'm good. Keep in touch. Let me know how you
I
make it
will.
out. please.
Tomorrow, I'll let you know when I'm done.
Well, we are here at Pier 66 in Fort Lauderdale, where we stayed last year. It's a okay marina. There's lots of big boats here. Our boat is a tiny little boat here. There's a lot of mega yachts here. But it's a decent price, so they're doing a lot of construction on the build. They're building this really beautiful resort with swimming pools and all that, but it's under construction, so they cut you a deal. And we don't mind that because, you know, we don't spend a lot of time at the marina. We like to go out and explore. But anyway, we're here. This is our second day, third day. We're going to stay for maybe four days here, I think, before we start heading off. Anyway, we're on our way to New River. I think that's where we're going to go tonight and explore. We love New River. There's a whole bunch of places along Los Olas Boulevard that we like to visit, and so that's the plan for tonight. But before we do, I just want to thank our bosun Chris and our engineer Jerry for well, first of all, for all the wonderful times that we had over the last couple of weeks. It was a great time. It just thanks so much, guys. And Jerry, especially thank you for all the help you gave me on the boat. Jerry would wake up in the morning, check the oil, check the water pressures, check air pressures, and before I even get up, Jerry's got the boat all ready to go, so and I really appreciate that. Perfect engineer. Anyway, we miss you guys already. I know it's only been about 24, 36 hours, something like that, but we miss you guys already. But we're gonna soldier on and have some fun anyway. So we'll see you at New River. Well, I wanted to talk to you about these two hose clamps I had to buy here in Fort Lauderdale. Now, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. Remember that episode where we had to have a boot on our exhaust system changed because it had deteriorated, and it ended up costing us like $8,000 for a rubber boot? Well, anyway, the same bozos who did that job, they had to take off other pieces of the exhaust in order to get to it. And the other day, we were in the boat, me and Jerry were looking around, I saw these two broken hose clamps just sitting there, and then Jerry noticed there was water coming out of this one boot. And apparently what they had done is they went and replaced my good torque hose clamps with just these regular old cheap hose clamps when they were just snapped. I don't even know when or how it happened, but we found them there. And they were just junk. And I could see that the originals on all around the rest of the engine were these good torque kind. So, of course, I went out and I bought these. These are the heavy-duty ones, and this is what should have been on there. So I don't know what the heck they did. Did they damage my hose clamps or somehow? Did they just take them and replace them with junk? But I'm just lucky, you know, we found it. This could have been a major leak. But anyway, all's well now, but I don't know. I'm just going to whine about this because those guys, not only did they charge us $8,000, not only did they break my manifold on my air conditioning system, not only did they screw up my turbo.
And my carpet.
Yeah, they damaged our carpet in the one head. And they gave me crap hose clamps on one of the most important hoses on this whole boat. So, anyway.
We would have never found if we didn't do the hour checks.
Yeah, well, we do. When we're underway, we usually every hour we go down and take a look at the engines, just look around, make sure nothing's going wrong, nothing's leaking, and that's when Jerry found this leak. But anyway, I'm going to put these new ones on. What we did in the meantime was you always use two hose clamps when you're anything that's below water. So there was two at the top of this boot and two at the bottom of the boot. It was the two at the bottom that had broken apart. They were the type 2 that were removed by this company. And so I took one of the ones from the top and I just moved it down temporarily so we can get underway. But now I'm going to replace them both, and that won't happen again. So I'm here at the Pier 66 Marina, and I wanted to show you how I plan to get off of this dock. Unfortunately, they won't let me fly the drone here because we're close to an airport, so my DJI won't take off. Now, what I plan to do is back into that open space right there and then spin the boat around to come out the entrance to the marina over there. Now, I very well could just pull the boat forward here. There's plenty of space here for me to just do a 180 and turn around. But it's, you know, there's a couple of big super yachts here, and I just feel a little bit more comfortable doing this back off maneuver. Now, the only issue with this is that there's a boat behind me there. And the wind is blowing me towards the dock. So I guess we're just gonna see how it goes. If for some reason I don't feel I can get off that way, I'll change my mind.
She's holding it open for us. Everybody, move out of the way.
We are on the ICW heading upriver to Palm Beach right now. Been on the water for about 5-6 hours. I don't know. This is an inside route that we don't usually take, and the reason for that is there are more than a dozen bridges, most of which I have to hail to get through. We were going to go outside, but they said it was going to be 4 or 5 footers at 5 seconds, and that's not a lot of fun, especially for 5-6 hours. So anyway, it takes us a lot longer to take this inside route. It's very beautiful, though. I mean, I enjoy the scenery. The houses are just amazing. But, you know, you're on your feet the whole time. I can't really, you know, look away from the controls, or I can't take a nap or anything like that. So it's tiresome. But anyway, we're on our way to Sailfish Marina. We just left Pier 66, where we spent, I guess it was 4 days, I think we spent there. And we have a good time. We always have a good time at Fort Lauderdale. There's always so much to do. So we went to our regular favorite places. And then took, you know, just a little, you know, lazy little weekend so we could relax for a change. And but anyway, we're going to Sailfish right now. We're only going to spend the night. We're going to get in around 3-4 o'clock, and then get a bright and early start tomorrow morning. Not sure yet. We might go to Fort Pier, or we might try going all the way to Vero. Obviously, we are on our way back to Titusville right now, and I suppose I'll explain why in the next clip.
Well, that was a fun bridge day. I like bridges, but I don't like that run.